Hello everybody. Hi there, welcome to my live. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank you for joining me, I appreciate it a lot. Oh, look at my lights right in the way. Let's get rid of that for a minute. All right, well, it's Tuesday, here we are again. We're gonna have some fun crafting tonight, so thank you for joining me either here live or if you're joining me on the replay, I appreciate it a lot. It should be a fun evening of crafting. Hi, Renee. I'm good. How are you? All right, we're up and running. Only 1 minute late today. It is such a rush to get on. You know, there's a lot to do after work, but here we are. It is beautiful, sunny, hot in Texas. Very, very nice weather, but I think we're supposed to be getting some rain tomorrow. I guess there's a tropical depression and we're supposed to maybe get some rain for the next 2 days. I think tomorrow our high is supposed to be 80, which is crazy for this time of year. We're usually at least 95, so I don't know what 80 is going to feel like tomorrow. But I don't think we're going to get too much rain here. I think some of the other parts of Texas, more towards the east and north, are going to get more. Like Houston, I think, is going to get a lot of rain. All right. Oh, Renee, you've hit... Oh, heat advisories. I know the heat's really bad for some places. I saw in New York and just briefly on the news when I was eating dinner, I saw a couple things. So, and you're in Ohio. All right, I'm going to be traveling to Ohio soon. I can't wait for our trek to Cedar Point, which we love. All right. Okay, so let's talk about the share contest, which actually was a comment contest. So for this past week, I was giving away this Faceted Gems Trio. Very, very pretty. And this is an item that carried over. Gorgeous, gorgeous colors, especially for summer. And so all you had to do was just comment on one of my videos. And so the winner this week was Corinne Bouvia. So Corinne, congratulations. Thank you for commenting. Thank you to everybody who commented. Corinne, if you could send me... just email me, message me, however, just send me your address and I'll put this in the mail to you. What I'm going to give away for this week, and we're going to do the same thing. All you have to do is just make a comment in one of my videos, either on Facebook or on YouTube. And then I'll enter you into a contest. And I think we're going to give away a Wink of Stella because I feel like you can never have too much Wink of Stella. And I thought maybe it was on the list or nearing going on unorderable again. So I thought, let's give away a Wink of Stella. We always need it, and it's a fun thing to have. Okay, so I'm going to turn my camera down so we can get started right away. Tonight we're going to do calendar classes, and we do this every quarter, which I think is really fun. So let me turn it around, and I'll show you what we're going to do tonight. Uh-oh, hold on. All right, so let me just make sure everything's in order here. Make sure we have enough room to craft. All right. Hi, Lois. All right, you guys. All right, I just want to start by reminding everybody that this 10% sale is still on. So if there are any Stampin' Die bundles that are on your wish list, you have till the 30th of June to get an extra 10% off. And as you know, bundles are already discounted 10%. So that's a great deal. Also a good time to get machines, 10% off. So just a little reminder of that. I love a good sale. I think everybody does. Okay, so let me kind of show you a couple of the calendar cards. So this is our third class this year for the calendar cards. I've got a stray sequin right there. So this is what we've done so far this year. We did, the first class was January, February, March. So we did January, we did February, and then we did March. Next, we did the next class, which was April, May, and June. So here was our April. Then we did May, and then June is the one that I have up right now in my craft room. Nice sunny beach. I love that. So tonight we're going to be doing... Let me show you the cards. July, August, and September. So a little beach, a little patriotic, and September. Oh, I got a little glue dot there. All right, so these are the ones we're going to be making tonight. They're in the annual catalog, all of them. So this one right here, this is the one for September. We're going to be using the Country Flowers stamp set. All right, and then we're going to be using the Round We Go bundle for the 4th of July. And then lastly, we're going to use the Seaside Wishes for our August. Now we've kind of done something similar to all these already, and that's kind of what I like to do, because I feel like we should continue to use the things that we already have, and we've already done classes on all these different ones, these different bundles. So let's use what we have, so we don't have to buy more stuff, and then we can just make our cards. All right, so previously, as you can see on these, we were using a stamp set, right, to do our calendars, and that has since retired. It was called Days to Remember. Maybe you have it, so you can still use it if you would like to. We're not going to use it on any of our cards tonight since it's now retired. But what we are going to do is use the mini tear-off calendars. So these come in a little packet, and they're super easy to use. If you order my card kit this week, I will send you one of these for 2024, so you'll have every month of 2024. And so we're going to use these, even easier than stamping, right? So that's what we're going to do. If you get my card class this week, you will also get a little easel. So that's the fun part. These sit on little wooden easels. So I know it's kind of an awkward angle, but you can see. Let me just open it up really big so you can kind of see there. It just sits on your desk like that. So I include, hi Lisa, I include the little easel too, so that you have something to put your cards on. Okay? All right. Okay, so the first one, and like I said, we've done this before with the Round We Go bundle. And what we're going to be using is the dies from this. And these are really, really fun dies. This is the one that we're going to make the rosette with. And it already scores it for you. So all you're doing is pretty much folding. And then it has all these other beautiful scallop dies. And I'll show you what we're going to do with those as we get into this card set. So the struggle I had with this one was stars. Like, what is current, not retired, that I could find a star in? So that was a little bit of a challenge. So there is a star in the Merriest Trees dies. Okay, so that's what I took it out of. There's one right here. This is the one that I used. And this is a carryover. This is in the Encore section of the catalog. This is a carryover from last year. So there's 3 different kinds. Like, we've got this star right here, this star right here, this one that kind of cuts like an open star. Let me show you one of those, like that. So we do have some star options, which is awesome. So that's what I used for the star. So if you get my card kit, I will pre-cut the stars for you. So you don't need to have the Merriest Trees dies. I will pre-cut the little silver star for you. Okay, here's our kit for our first card. All right, I almost forgot. I want to show you guys another kit tonight too. I wanted to do that before we got started, but that's okay. I'll show you afterwards. It's a really awesome kit. So for our card bases, we always start with a 6" by 4 1/4, and we're kind of do it. Remember when we made that Memorial Day card? It's going to be basically the same thing. So we're just going to layer up. We have a piece of basic white, which is 6" by 3 1/2, and so this is going to go right here as a layer. So let's put that down. Make sure I've got some edges that are kind of even. All right, so that's layer number 1. Then I'm taking some of our Regals in color DSP in the real red, and I cut a piece that is 2 1/2, I'm sorry, it is 3 inches. So it's going to go here. Now you can see my piece is a little bit short. Let me pull a different piece. And I don't know why I cut that one short. I've had it for a little while, maybe because we were doing a different card set. So if you get the kit, yours is going to be the full 6 inches, right? It's going to go all the way across, so that'll be your layer. For mine tonight, I wanted to use this one up, and it's not going to show anyway, so I'm just going to use the shorter one just for the video. Okay. It's hard because these in color DSP, ones, they only come with a couple of sheets in each packet, right? So if you're doing a bunch of card classes that you're sending out, you need a bunch of packs of DSP, right? So that's why I try and get at least 2 out of each sheet. Okay, next we're going to take the same from the same Regal's DSP pack, and we have this blueberry bushel. And I could have used red, white, and navy with this, but I wanted to use the DSP from the same pack for the same reason. Now, we're going to take this die right here, and we're going to die cut it. And when you die cut it, if you get the kit, it's very tight fit, so you need to get this right close up to the edge, okay? So you're going to die cut it once this way, so the scallops are to the top. And then what you're going to do, you can see this is the zigzag side. So when you flip it around, you're going to put it to the edge here too, and it's going to be very close to your other zigzags, okay, when you cut it out. I wonder if, I've already folded mine, so I don't think you'll get a good idea unless I try and really flatten it out. But you can see kind of how tight it is, right, when you cut the 2 of them together. Okay, so you're going to cut 2 out with that die. All right, so after that, you're going to take your 2 pieces and you're going to glue them together. And they have a little bit of, you can see on this end, see how it has a little bit of a cut flap? So I just put some glue on there, and then I glued it to the other side. You can see here's my crease right here. These are the 2 pieces that I glued together right there. And then after I glued those together, then I did all the folding. So it's just hills and valleys, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I did all of the folding. I pre-did all the folding so you could see. All right, now there's going to be 2 sides. Like I said, you've got a scallop side and a little more zigzag side. You have to decide which do you want on the outside of your rosette, right? And I think we're going to go with the zigzag side on the outside. All right, in the meantime, we still need to connect this. So we need to glue this other piece right here. So let me get a little bit of glue. And I like the liquid glue. If you let it dry for a minute, I feel like this has a really good bond and it's not gonna snap open, because these get to be under a little bit of pressure when you're manipulating them. So I would like this to have a really good, strong bond. So I'm just gonna glue this. Make sure it's lined up, because now we have a little bit of a circle, right? Let me make sure my folds are right. Okay. So now we've got just this kind of circle, and I'm just going to let this dry. All right, so we're just going to put that aside for a few minutes and let it dry. And if you'll excuse me for 1 second, I need to plug in my hot glue gun. I'll be right back. All right, that's what happens when you get in your craft room like at a minute 2. Okay, we'll get that plugged in. And let me rearrange a few things here so I can get this out of the way and set up in a good spot. Okay. All right, now my video seems to have stopped, so I'm going to try closing my Facebook really quick. Sorry for the delay, and see if I can come back. Okay. All right, good. We're set. We're ready to go. Okay, now other pieces that are in the kit. Okay, I'm going to cut one of these circles and put it in the kit for you. And all I've done is I've taken a circle punch. This is the 1 3/4 circle punch, and I just punched it out of white cardstock. This is going to be the back of our rosette, and we're going to use that to hot glue. So I've got that piece right there. Hold on, I lost the comments. Let's see if I can get those back real quick. Whoops. Okay, very good. All right, now we've got some other pieces too. So this is going to be the backdrop for our calendar. All right, and so this is a piece of blueberry bushel, and this is 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. All right, let me get my calendar. Hold on, where'd I put it? All right, let's get July. And we're just going to tear that out. Okay, and that's going to just be framed with that piece of blueberry bushel. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on there. What do you guys think? You like it better with just the little calendars that you tear off as opposed to doing the stamping yourself? I hadn't used them before. This is the first time because I was doing all the stamping before, which I liked a lot. But this is super fast and easy too. Okay. All right, and all I'm going to do is just adhere this to the bottom of the card. And I'm going to center it so there's a little border and put it right up to the bottom. Okay, so we've got that. That's a pretty good back job. Okay, next I have this little square of basic white. This is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and we're going to do some die cutting on that. And we're going to take this one that looks zigzaggy, and this gets die cut like this, and then I have this other piece also with a zigzag edge. And when I put it through the die cutting machine, it's going to go through, and I'm kind of trying to line up my little zigzags so they kind of match. So I want to put it right in the middle, use a little Post-it tape or something, and then run it together at the same time with both dies through. And then what you're going to end up with is this little piece right here. Okay, very pretty. This is the cutout because this piece doesn't actually, it just cuts out the little triangles and you get a little bit of embossing around the edges, but it doesn't actually cut a circle out. So that just decorates it. So we have that pretty piece. Okay, next, you're also going to get a piece of real red cardstock. This is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And we're going to take this other one that also has points, this die right here, and that's just going to get cut out here. But we're going to leave a little bit of room, and I said I would do the stars, so I left room for myself when I did it, but otherwise you're not going to have to do that. You will get the star, the red star in your kit, so you won't have to cut it. But if you're doing it at home without the kit, 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, line this one, put your star right there. Okay, so there's plenty of room for that. And so what that ends up looking like is this piece right here, which we're going to end up layering on here. Here's our little red star that we're going to end up putting at the bottom of the card. Okay, this little piece of blueberry bushel is just a little scrap, really. It's just 1 by 1. And then we're going to take this little circle die and just cut out a circle. And that's going to get layered there. And then the silver cardstock, which I don't even have cut because it's going to be just a, no, I guess I did have it cut, but it'll be cut for you. So we just got a silver star to go in the middle. Okay, so now we have all our pieces. We can get everything assembled. I'm hoping that my glue gun is hot by now. I feel like they heat up pretty quick. All right, so what we're going to do for the rosette is I want this to be on the outside, so this scalloped edge is going to be the inside, and basically I'm just going to gather it up and push it down just like that. Okay, super easy. There's our rosette. Isn't that pretty? So let's get a little bit of hot glue. I'm going to just put some hot glue on here. Okay, and that'll hold it together pretty well. Let me form this again. And see, it doesn't have to be centered, because good luck if you're trying to get it perfectly centered with that white piece in the back. It's just to hold it. So it doesn't matter if it's centered, and you can see mine is not centered. Doesn't matter at all. Okay, so we'll let the hot glue dry on that for a minute. Isn't that pretty? I want to mention too, if you get the kit this week, and if I run out of these colors, then I will just flip and switch so that you'll have red, you'll have blue stripe, and this will be in the red. So all the colors will just be flipped, but you'll still have red, white, and blue. Okay. All right. So that's going to go there. Now, because this is flat, we can just go ahead and use regular adhesive to put that down. We don't have to use hot glue for that. All right. So we're just going to center that. Okay. Now, the next piece is this cutout that's going to go here. And because it is so bumpy, we do want to use hot glue for this. So let me get some more hot glue. Okay. And I'm going to just put that right in the middle. And I'm going to hold that down a little bit, which that's pretty hot. I've got a little silicone thing to protect my fingers. Have you guys seen these? I got these. It's Mod Podge hot glue finger caps. Super handy to have when you're hot gluing things, because I can't tell you how many millions of times I've burnt my fingers with a hot glue gun. I think when you mail this, and this is what I do for a lot of my cards. Like if I'm sending cards to a family member and I'm sending a gift card, I put it in the smaller little padded envelope. So I would probably put this card in the little smaller padded envelope. And it costs a little more to mail it, but I always think, oh, they're worth it. They're worth that little bit of extra money to mail it that way. So I would probably put it in a little bit of a padded envelope. Okay, let's layer up a few things. So I think I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. And if you're sending a whole set of calendar cards, then it's gonna be kind of thick anyway. You probably want to send all 3 of them into a little padded envelope. It'll protect them and take good care of them. All right, is that kind of sort of in the middle? I think so. All right, next the blue. I'm in love with these rosettes. So far all I've done is the patriotic ones, but I want to do some like in pink and do some other cards with them because I'm just in love with them. I've never made my own rosettes before this set came out, I don't think. Certainly I don't remember ever making one the old-fashioned way where you had to score it yourself. All right, so we'll put a little bit of the red one down at the bottom. It looks like I froze up again. I hate when that happens, because I like to make sure, I like to look sometimes and make sure I'm in the frame so you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, pretty good. Let's add some embellishments. Going back to use these right here, these adhesive backed sparkle gems, and we're going to use some of the silver. And so we'll just pick some of these up and add a little bit of pretty bling. And we'll put here and here, and we'll just put one more on this star right here. So that was pretty fast and easy, right? Even though we did rosettes, I feel like it was still pretty fast. Okay, so that's it, July. And I think it looks really cute on your little easel stand. I like having it. I like looking every day. I use these all the time, especially like when I'm scheduling classes and stuff. I'm like, okay, when is the deadline? Saturday's the 13th, and then my next class is going to be here. So I use these all the time. Super handy. Okay, card number 1. And I do have, you guys, this was the Memorial Day card, so this is kind of what I based it off of. It's almost the same thing as this rosette right here. Same layout. This was the card we did for that. We did a little red, white, and blue happy birthday. Do you know anybody who has a 4th of July birthday? All right, time for August. Going back to the beachy cards. Now, do I have any of those? Not handy. I don't have what I based this off of. But this is based off one of the cards that we did for the Seaside Wishes. And we're just going to do a little bit of a beachy August card. We've got a little Wink of Stella on there and a little bit of bling. So this one I did with a little bit darker colors. That other card class we mostly used Pool Party, but on this one I used Coastal Cabana. All right, so let me see what else we used. Here is the Seaside Wishes set, and we're going to stamp the starfish. Wait, what do they call starfish now? Sea stars. Okay, and then we're going to use some of these dies. We're going to use these 2 right here. We're going to cut out our starfish, and then these will be like the seagrass that we'll do of the pretty colors. All right. Okay. Lisa says she's been using this set a lot since we used it for that class. That's cool. It's a great set. I want to play with it more. And you know what else is going to happen now? I'm going to forget to unplug my glue gun tonight. That happens to me all the time. I hope I remember. Okay, so again, we're starting with 6 inches by 4 1/4. This is Coastal Cabana. Then our next 2 layers, I've got a Calypso Coral layer, and this is 5 3/4 by 4. So that's going to go right on here. We're not going to put it down yet because we're going to add a little ribbon to this one. And then the next size is the 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. And for this one, we used the embossing folder, which I almost forgot to get out. This beautiful, beautiful embossing folder that I love so much. So if you have this set, if you get the card kit, you will need this set. And you are going to just line this up in your embossing folder. And I think it's usually, I line it up with the line right here. So you can see that's not crooked, but you get the idea. You line it up and you just put it through your cut and emboss machine, and then you get this beautiful raised image with these gorgeous sand dollars. So, so pretty. Okay, let's get out our Wink of Stella right now. Oh yeah, Lisa, when is your birthday? July what? Do tell, when is your birthday? Let's add some Wink of Stella. Just to make our little sand dollar sparkly. And that way it can dry when we start to work on everything. Okay. Oh, the 25th. All right. Let's attach this to the Calypso coral layer, and then we're going to go ahead and tie some ribbon. I've got kind of the big one up here. That's the one that I did the Wink of Stella to. I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit dry. As it dries, it gets super sparkly. We're going to add some ribbon now, and we're going to use this gorgeous iridescent ribbon. I love, love, love this ribbon. It's so pretty. I love all the different iridescent things that they have now. There's some really beautiful iridescent, I forget the name of them, but they're really pretty. Little gems, but they're like silvery iridescent. They're very, very pretty. So we're just going to tie a bow on the edge. Make sure we have enough room over here. I love anything sparkly, so this ribbon is right up my alley. It's so pretty. All right, I want it a little bit, I want it huge, and I want it a little bit sideways so it's not covering up our calendar. All right, I'm going to move this down a little bit. I think that's pretty good. Maybe. All right, so let me just trim it off. I did it a little bit uneven. This way. Okay. All right, so now we've got that, we can put this other layer down. I always, a flat surface underneath works better. I have trouble when it's on top of something else. Okay. I feel like I'm full of glue now. Okay. All right, other pieces. Let's talk through our other pieces. So we have this piece of Coastal Cabana right here. And this piece is 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. And let's get out August. I tell you, at least with these, you know, stamping sometimes is not perfect. These are crisp and clear and perfect to use. Now, even if you didn't get the other classes this year, there's no law that says you have to start with a January calendar. We're in June right now. We're about to be in July, and start with July. And then you'll have it to enjoy. Okay, that on the Coastal Cabana. And then I think we'll pop this up with some dimensionals. Get some out. Okay, now if you don't like these colors so bright, you can go back and do Pool Party and Petal Pink if you like that combination better. A little bit softer colors that aren't as loud. Let's see, do I have enough room? I wanted a little bit of white showing. Hold on. I think that's fine like that. Okay. All right. So there's that. Now we're just going to layer our other elements. So I'm including this piece of shimmer paper. This is the In Color shimmer paper, and this is the Summer Splash color. And we're going to take those 3 pieces of seagrass, just cut them out of your piece right there. And let me pull all these pieces out. And then we have our beautiful pieces of the seagrass, right? Very, very pretty. Okay, then we've got this piece right here, and this is kind of just a scrap, right, of the basic white, and it's 3 by 3.5. We're just going to stamp our starfish and die cut those out. Then I have this other piece of Coastal Cabana, and this piece is 4 by 2.5. And this piece will fit both of these dies on it right like this. So you're going to, you know, of course, turn them over and die cut those out. So you'll have those. Now, I wanted to, when I did this card, you know, I like to change stuff as I'm going along. So I did them in this color. And then I thought, well, is this too much of that same color? So once we put it together, I also cut them in basic beige. And I thought, well, is basic beige better to add? Or I went to pool party. Do we need a little bit lighter color of the pool party? So I'm not sure what the best color is for this, but I felt like maybe this was too much Coastal Cabana. All right, so we'll play with that when we put it together. Okay, let's go back to stamping. So we need Calypso Coral, and we're going to stamp the starfish. So we have one big one. And we'll do the 2 small ones. All right, and then those get die cut out with this die and this die. You have to die cut it twice because there's only one of those dies. And then we end up with our starfish or sea stars. I got to get with the times, right? That's okay. I still believe Pluto's a planet. And then it's called the Sears Tower in Chicago. It's hard for me to give the old stuff. Okay, so we've got that. So that's our pieces. Let's just start putting these down. What should we use? I think I want to try it. I feel like this is a little too far off maybe. So let's use the pool party ones and see how that looks with this card. Just a little bit different. Oh, Lois says she likes the beige. Anybody else? What do you guys think? Should we do beige or pool party? You know, we could do one of each too if we wanted to. How weird would that be? I don't know. All right, well, let's try it with the beige. Okay, so let's do the seagrass first, and I'm just going to put it down with some glue. Come on. It's almost the 4th of July, you guys. There's only, what, just a little over 2 weeks. I am excited. It's one of my favorite parts of summer is the 4th of July. Now we're taking our little trip to Ohio to Cedar Point, so I can't wait for that either. Okay, hold on a second. I need to get a baby wipe. So we'll put another one, try and work around my dimensional that I can feel underneath there. And then the last one. All right, next let's layer these up. And because of my dimensionals, do I need to, no, I guess not. I think that'll work. I was gonna see if I needed to cut it a little bit. Now you could also cut these out when you're cutting these out. If you want to use some of the adhesive sheets, that would make it really easy for sticking these on. You just turn it into a little bit of a sticker. But I cannot do things the easy way because I don't have the foresight to think of it ahead of time. Okay, let's put this one on next. I'm too much in a hurry all the time. I just want to hurry up and get everything, do everything. All right, let that dry for a minute and try and get all the glue off my hands. Lisa, that sounds amazing. Hi, Jolene. Big barbecue and fireworks. God, isn't that the best on the 4th? Barbecues and fireworks, my favorite. Okay, let's use some mini dimensionals to put the starfish on. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to take a little bit. Do I have any extra scraps? Just a little bit of side pieces. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of some skinny side pieces of dimensional just to add a little bit to the arms of the starfish. That just flew underneath my camera stand. I don't know if I can get that out. So let me, actually I can, this is too long. Just to add a little bit of stability on the starfish. You don't have to, but I think it helps to have a little something. And then one of the little arms is going to end up on the calendar, so we'll just use a little of adhesive for that. Let me go fishing here. Okay. The summer is going by quickly. We had, last weekend was gorgeous. The weather was perfect, sunny and hot, good for swimming. Love that. And maybe we'll have that piece stick down. Okay, so now we've got this popped up. I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive right here. Okay, and then we're going to put this right about here. All right, so it's kind of popped up. This piece is just right like that. Okay, these next two pieces, we're just going to add a little mini dimensional to the back of it. Get rid of this. So next week is going to be the Mediterranean blooms. Thank you to everyone who purchased a kit. Those went out in the mail yesterday. So I'm excited about that kit. I think it's going to be a fun class. That's going to be next Tuesday. Okay, now let's add some of the in-color gems. And we're going to be using the Summer Splash. These in-color sparkle gems. Oh, sorry. I was fascinated by Renee's comment. She said, Neil is coming to speak in Columbus, Ohio in October. That's awesome. Because she said first, she said, Pluto will always be a planet. Yes. All right. So just some of these sparkle gems just randomly like that. Okay, you guys, easy one, right? That's August. Okay. Number 2, finished. All right, let's get going on the last one. September was kind of tough. I wasn't sure what to do. You know, I like to do things seasonal, right? So I wanted to do something kind of fallish, fall leaves. The fall leaf that was the carryover from this year, the leaves were really big and I wasn't sure. So I just went with this. I thought it was pretty. I thought that's fine for September. So this is the one that we're going to make. And so the additional things that we need for this one are the Country Flowers stamp set and dies. And where are my dies at? Oh, here they are. Here's the Country Flower dies. And then also the Countryside Corners dies. And for this piece, I will pre-cut that for you. Same thing with this large square from the Stylish Shapes dies. I will pre-cut that for you too. So you don't have to have those other sets. Okay. So here is our last card set. Okay, so this time we're starting with Misty Moonlight. This is 6 inches by 4 1/4. The next layer we're going to have is Pool Party, 5 3/4 by 4. So that's going to go right on there. The next one is Country Woods DSP, and I used that Country Corners die to cut that out. So that's going to go right here. Stylish Shapes die in Petal Pink. That's going to go right here. Then we have our 2 layers for our calendar. Now this time on the calendar, I cut it off a little bit so it wasn't quite so large. So the Misty Moonlight is 3.5 by 2.5. And then I have this piece of Pool Party right here, which is 3.25 by 2.25. Okay, so that's gonna go like that. So let's get out September. And then I just got out my cutter and I just cut off the bottom. See how much white space there is down here? So I thought, all right, I'm just gonna cut off a little of it down here. Just a little bit more. Okay, so you can see I cut off about that much, which is what, maybe 1/4 inch? Okay, because I felt like we didn't need all that white space. All right, so let's put our layers together. This one goes on top of the Misty Moonlight. Okay. Now, before we put this on, I want to stamp a little bit. So I'm going to take my Pool Party and stamp on Pool Party. And I'm just going to use the little stamp that's in the Country Flowers die. And let me clean it off because I used it on Memento. So it's just this little one right here. And I just want to do the 2 top corners with that. So let me put one right in this corner. And then one right in this corner here. Just like that. Okay. This last piece that I have right here is the basic white, and this is just 4 by 3 inches, and we're going to do our stamping on that in Memento. So we're going to do the teapot. And I'm kind of going to do that one this way. And then inside the teapot, we're going to take that same stamp that we just used. Let me just clean it off a little bit. And I want to stamp that right in the middle of the teapot. All right. I don't think I have the card for this one either that this was based off of. I think the one that I used this for, I actually gave all those cards away. So I don't have that one anymore. Or I would show you the card. Here's the flowers from that set. And this is the one that has like the little roses. And we'll stamp that right there. Then we're just going to color these. These are really easy, quick images to color. So basically we're just using Pool Party, Misty Moonlight, and Petal Pink. So let's start with the Misty Moonlight Dark. And I'm just going to go across the edges here. Whoa, and grossly go out of the lines. Not cool. Leave that open. And then we'll just fill in with the light. I'm going to have to get out my color lifter. Trying to think if there's anything new going on. I really don't think so. I'm hoping the cicadas are starting to come to an end before I make my trip to Chicago. There's been a lot of cicada drama in Illinois. Blend that in a little bit. I'm going to just do the bottom in the dark. And I'm just going to do the handle and the light. We're going to leave that little cutout white. And that'll be it for our teapot. So I want to show you in the card that I did, I used some of the Misty Moonlight for the flowers because I kind of wanted to tie in more of the Misty Moonlight. But then I wasn't sure that I really liked it. So you can see how dark that is right there. And in the card I did originally, I used dark Pool Party here and light Pool Party there. So that's what I'm going to do tonight with this one. So I'm just going to start with the dark Pool Party and just color in all these little bitty things, which are very cute, very pretty, but very, very tiny. I feel like there's been some really good sets in the annual catalog this year. I've been having a lot of fun. Okay, this is the part that takes the longest, just doing these little ones. All right, did I miss any? I don't think so. All right, let's fill in with the light Pool Party. And I just want to go ahead and do the leaves. Gosh, I went out of the lines again. What's the matter, me? Okay, I think that's it for the leaves. We're going to start with some of the dark and just kind of do the centers of the roses, and then we'll kind of do a little bit lighter on the outside. Just add a little bit along this side right here. And we'll just finish it with the light. So once you get past those little pieces, the rest is pretty fast. Let me get out my color lifter and try and fix the couple of boo-boos that I had. Now, if I can find, I got a little bit right here and a little bit right here. Okay, I'll let that dry for a second. Okay, so then what you're going to do next is you're going to get out the dies. And let me just show you which ones. I'm sure you know which ones, but obviously the teapot one. So you're going to die cut this out. And then this is the flower one, which is very, very pretty and intricate. So that just lines up right like that. Send it through your machine, and those will be die cut out just like this. All right, good deal. Think we're ready to finish up. All right, let's start by taking some glue, and we want to glue our flowers to the top of the teapot. So I'm just going to add some glue there and a little bit right by the handle right there. And then we'll put this on like this, very pretty. We'll let that dry for a minute, and we can start doing our other layers. I feel like I'm going to be using this Country Woods all year long because I just love it so much. I think I wanted this a little bit higher, but all right, let's pull it up and just put it a little bit up higher so more of it shows. See if I can get it kind of even. All right, this, and I'm just laying everything flat. This one's not too bulky. We are going to pop up the teapot, but the other layers I'm just doing flat. We're going to put this one on a diagonal. See if I can get the lines not to confuse me. Okay, let us get some popped up layers now. this teapot kind of reminds me, and these beautiful flowers. When I was doing classes this week and stuff, do you guys have favorite movies that you have to watch? Like once a year, I have to watch certain movies. I don't know why, I'm just like obsessed. So the one I've been obsessed with right now is, maybe I mentioned this last week. I don't know if I did or not. Pride and Prejudice. I just love that movie. The one with Colin Firth. And so I've been obsessed with that. So I've been watching that while I've been prepping card classes and creating stuff. I have 4th of July. We always have to watch every year Avalon. Have you guys seen Avalon? It's kind of, it's one of my favorites. We always watch it on the 4th of July or the day before the 4th of July, you know, the whole family. And it's kind of chronicles like American life. And that's one of my favorite movies. And I have to watch that every year. The Great Gatsby, you know, the old one. I like to watch that once a year. Yeah. I'm sure you guys have favorite movies too that you like to watch, right? Okay. We're going to take a little bit of that dark misty moonlight and color some of the basic rhinestone gems here. So I'm going to do 2 large, 2 medium, and 2 small. Look how nicely it takes the color. Isn't that pretty? And it's the perfect color. Always looking for the perfect color gems for the projects. All right. So let's take this big one. So that's 1. I think we're actually going to put on 5. 2, 3, 4, and then we'll put another medium one right here. Okay, lastly, I just want to add a very little bow, and we're going to use the, this is the trim that comes with the petal pink and the white. It's the diagonal trim. So I just want to make a very little white bow. I think I kind of twisted. Very, very little. All right. And then we're just going to glue that, dot that on to our pot. All right, super easy class this week. Real fun. Hopefully you guys already have these things so you can make these cards. This I'm just going to put right about here. I don't know why the dog's going crazy right now. There's probably people walking outside again. All right, there is September. All right, so what do you guys think? Useful to have? July, August, September, all ready to go. Here is the host code if you would like the kits for these 3 calendar cards, along with the little calendar cutouts and along with the wooden easel. Just place an order of $35 or more at my site this week by Saturday, and you'll get all these things for free. Here's the host code 2QXJFZGZ. I'll send them to you for free. If you don't want to buy anything from me, that's okay too. You can purchase them for $20, and some people do that. And then you can make these cute little calendar cards. All right, let me show you guys, if you guys have a minute, let me just show you really quick. Oh, Renee, that's a great point. Renee says that the calendars can always be card fronts as well. Okay, have you guys seen this kit? This kit is the Expressions of Kindness kit. It is so, so pretty, you guys. Look at, here's the instructions for it, and you make 1, 2, 3, 4 of each card, and look at these gorgeous envelopes that come with it. Okay, so I just made a couple of each card. These card kits are very inclusive. They have all these little die cut outs. They have the envelopes. They have the card pieces. This one has a Blackberry Bliss Stampin' Spot. You get a stamping block, some glue dots, some dimensionals. Here is the stamp set. You get these gorgeous gold gems that these kind of look like from the set that we just used, right? I think they're the same ones, except they're the gold ones. You get a roll of ribbon in this kit. I love these dies. They're really, I'm sorry, these stamps are really pretty. This one is my favorite, and I would get the kit just for this stamp alone. It says kindly deliver to, and you can use it on the envelope. So here's the first card, and this is the card the way you make it in the kit, and you're going to stamp this part of the flower, right, and the sentiment on there. Here's the ribbon, the beautiful gems. This gets stamped on as well. Just a really pretty card. And then the envelope that goes with this one is this right here, and you stamp kindly deliver to and then write your address. And gosh, I want to use that all the time. Kindly deliver to, that's amazing. I just love it. So that is really pretty. And then I did one where I just added some card layers, because if you're not super fan of just this, it's not a strong cardstock, right? But you can embellish it a little bit. So for this one, I added some petunia pop. All right, so I just did my card base in petunia pop. Then I cut off the front, and I did a layer of gold underneath, and then just put the card front over it. Then on the inside, I just did a regular white layer. And then I found that this, that I had already, the Thoughtful Wishes, this is new in the catalog, kind of coordinates, right? So I used this die right here to die cut in gold, and I just cut it in half and used one piece for 2 different cards. And I used this piece right here. And I stamped this in Lost Lagoon, and then I used a little bit of color lifter just to drag some of that color in to the Lost Lagoon, and then just put this layer of gold inside. So I just zhuzhed it up a little bit, made it a little more, you know, what would you say, sturdy of a card to send. Okay, the next one, the other design is this one here. Again, really pretty colors. I love the gold accents on this one. This one is just a note. Here's the gorgeous envelope that comes with this one. And again, kindly deliver to. I love that. And I just did basically the same thing, super easy, where I used a layer of Lost Lagoon. I cut the card into 2 pieces, so I used this for the outside, and then I used this textured piece. It's not textured, it's fake textured, right? It's photographed, for the inside of the card. And then I used a layer of gold again. And then I did this part just as it was. I didn't add anything to this at all, just the card layers. And then on the inside, like I said, I used the other part of that card, and then I just added the second part of that gold that I had die cut. So just to zhuzh that up a little bit too. But this is a beautiful set. I'm excited about it. I also ordered the travel journal one, but I haven't played with that yet. I think after my road trip this year, I'll play with that one. Okay, is there anything else that I have to tell you guys? Just if you want the project and measurement sheet, you can just email me. I'll be happy to send it to you. If you're on my email list, this will go out in tomorrow morning's email, and it has all the measurements for making these calendar cards. And I think that's all I have. $35 or more order or more. The June Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial goes out to you in an email. And you could do spotlight cards. They're all spotlight cards with instructions. So that's pretty fun. I'm telling you guys that we're taking the summer off, so there will not be a July Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial, and there may not be an August one either. I'm not sure if we're doing August yet or not, but you can still get the June one. Lisa, no, I wasn't planning on doing a class with the kit. Just keeping it simple with that kit, just adding a few layers. But it's fun. It's a beautiful kit to play with, and I love the colors of it. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. I'll see you back here next Tuesday when we go ahead and do the Mediterranean Blooms class. All right? All right. Thanks, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.